You already know. It's your host, Vault Boy Vade, and we back with another episode of the fucking hottest podcast on YouTube and street news, Vault Talk. And I got some more Philly news for y'all. We're gonna jump right into this one right here. Philadelphia officer sergeant struck trying to control a crowd. Police say an officer and a police sergeant were struck as they were and others tried to control a large crowd in North Philadelphia over the weekend. Police said officers responding to a report of a person with a gun saw a crowd of 100 to 125 people at about 2 a.m. Sunday. A police spokeswoman says people were trying to park on the sidewalk, driving erratically and throwing objects at each other and the police. Officers tried to disperse the crowd, but it kept growing, begun to block traffic and started surrounding officers. She said a 30-year-old man of us begun hitting the officer multiple times, striking him in the face, causing a cut in his mouth, she said. Wow. As you can see, man, the streets is out of control. Streets is they out of control. It's no respect for the laws, no respect for anything, no respect for elders. That's why I say it's strictly mayhem. Strictly mayhem. The officer who was struck saw the same man go behind a sergeant and hit him twice on the back of the head. The police spokeswoman said the sergeant and others grabbed the man who was failing his arms and attempting to flee, and the officer injured his hand while handcuffing the suspect, she said. Once inside police vehicle, the man started hitting and kicking the windows and doors, damaging both doors, she said. Charges are pending. And we're going to take a look at this clip, and we'll be right back with more Vault Talk. Let's take a look and see what they talking about with this police sergeant. We'll be right back after this.
Police officers radioed for help, saying they were under attack outside what they are calling an illegal nightclub in North Philadelphia. Police say it all started at 2 this morning when officers spotted a large crowd gathered outside en Vasselon in the 3200 block of North Front Street. They tried to disperse the crowd to keep in line with the city's crackdown on large crowds during the pandemic. That's when they say people rushed out of the club and turned on the officers, hurling bottles at them. Officers from across the city responded to calls for help. Police say one officer was assaulted.
So yeah, I mean, from the looks of things, police was trying to disperse that crowd. Things got out of control. I guess it was it's like an after hour, I'm gonna say, after hour, and due to COVID-19 and a lot of places being shut down, there are a lot of those going on around the city of Philadelphia. A lot of illegal after hours. I know y'all want to have fun, but also be safe out there, y'all. A lot of these guys, they beefing, they got problems with other guys, and they still want to go out and do things, and y'all being caught up in the middle of these things. So yeah, it ain't getting no easier out here. But more than nonetheless, man, Philadelphia is a beautiful city. You just gotta know where to be, and you gotta know You got to know where to be, and you got to know when to go. You got to know when to leave certain things, areas, and places. You understand what I'm saying? And you'll be alright. Mind your business. Next topic, man. We got Nicetown, man. We got another at the hour. Somebody lost their life. We got 1 dead, 5 wounded in the shooting at an illegal 150 person Philadelphia party. Another after hour, okay? So there were at least 150 people in there that fled and believed they had to flee for their lives. So that's a pretty big deal. Police Commissioner Danielle Outlaw said shooting victims in Philadelphia up to 48%. Let's dive into it. A man died and 5 others was wounded when a gunman opened fire at a Philadelphia pop-up party attended by at least 150 people. Saturday morning, police said the shooting in a residential area of Nicetown neighborhood began inside of a restaurant with an event space and then carried into the street with a bullet casing spanning several blocks. Philadelphia Police Department Commissioner Danielle Outlaw said there were at least 150 people in there that fled and believed they had to flee for their lives. So that's a pretty big deal, she said. Police started getting calls about the gunfire on the 4200 block of Germantown Avenue around 3:45 a.m. And when officers arrived, they found 5 of the victims, including a man who was shot throughout his body and once in the head, Outlaw said. The man was taken by police to the hospital where he was declared dead. After intriguingly given another age, police later said he was 29 years old. The 5 others whom had already been taken to the hospital when police arrived are expected to survive. The commissioner said the victims are between 29 and 41 years old, included 4 men and 2 women, PPD spokesman Tyan Little said. Outlaw said the shooting took place at an illegal pop-up party happening in an event space. I already said that. Cited by police multiple times. She said police have shut down that event space in the past, but the restaurant has remained open, and now Philadelphia Police Department will be in touch with the city leadership about possible sanitations. The fact that it happened in a residential neighborhood was concerning, she added. More of these illegal pop-up parties have started cropping. I just said that they a lot of these is popping up due to the fact of the coronavirus, you know. Yeah. And they say, I think that guy, I think he got shot 14 times throughout his body. So, I mean, look, man, y'all be safe out there. There's mayhem in these streets of Philadelphia. Pray for the youth. Pray for America. God bless us all. Let's take a look at what Danielle Outlaw had to say about this pop-up party in Nicetown, and we'll be right back with more Vault Talk. It's your host, Vault Boy Vade. We'll be right back.
Mary, police say because of those COVID restrictions, this party wasn't supposed to happen. Now they're looking for whomever is responsible for pulling the trigger. Police say that this shooting killed 1 man, hurt 5 others, and endangered more than 100 people. 1 man was shot more than a dozen times. You come here, you see an SUV banged up, a car parked up on the sidewalk, a scooter on its side. What are your thoughts?
It's just so disheartening. It's like this stuff just won't stop.
Majida Rashid in disbelief after a pop-up party turned violent in Nicetown. 6 people shot, 1 man dead inside the Hot Pot Cuisine After Hours Club. It's across the street from the Nicetown CDC, where Majida is chief operating officer.
We keep coming up on these hurdles that we can't put our arms around. This is the element that we can't really reach, you know, because there's a lot of good going on in the community.
There were at least 150 people in there that fled and believed that they had to flee for their lives. So, I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
Philadelphia police rushed to Germantown Avenue after gunfire erupted at 3:45 a.m. Investigators say the 39-year-old man who died was shot 14 times. Police say the restaurant violated the city's COVID restrictions for indoor gatherings.
We've been successful in the past with shutting down this property as the event space has gone, but as we can see, it popped up again and we'll have to stay on it.
The most recent weekly crime report says the number of shooting victims is up 48% compared to this time last year. The gun violence creating an uphill battle for community leaders as the warmer months approach.
We're on the trajectory of 600 plus homicides this year, and so it's totally unacceptable. We're in a crisis around this issue of gun violence.
We're going to keep on working together and keep trying to make a positive influence in the community.
Now let's talk about the ripple effect caused by this shooting within its own neighborhood. This isn't just impacting the people that were at that after hours club. The Nicetown CDC was supposed to go door to door today in that area and talk to residents about the resources in their own neighborhood. Well, because of this shooting, those plans had to change. Live at police headquarters in Center City, I'm Brandon Hudson, NBC 10 News.
All right, y'all, we back. As you can see, that was Danielle Outlaw speaking on pop-up parties that been going on in the city. Like I said, it's very reminding me of Chicago. If you look at Chicago always be having like the house parties, and somebody's always getting shot like at the house parties because streets so dangerous. They can't even really they can't party outside, you know. And another sad part is they can't even really party at their houses. If you really pay attention, a lot of the time they rent Airbnbs and hotels and have parties. And that's how it's going to get in Philly too, because you have too many people beefing. And when you have too many people beefing, that make it not safe. So that's where it's going down. And if you pay attention, if you really pay attention, I mean, they want you in the house any old way. Think about it. Everything can come to you now. I mean, everything is for delivery now. I mean, you got Instacart, you got GoPuff, man. You ain't got to go to the store for soda and chips no more. You got DoorDash for food. You got Amazon for everything else to bring to you. So, as long as you got your woman, ain't no need to go outside, man, because you're going to die. I'm going to keep it bing with you. They're going to air you out. So stay in the house. Be with your family. Be a good family man. Do what you're supposed to do. Go to work. Make your money how you make it. Don't knock nobody. But trust me, man, it's getting real dangerous out here. That's all we got for this episode of Vault Talk. And if I ain't mistaken, what episode we at now, y'all? I think we at about what? We should be at about 55 or 56. Let me check real quick, just to be on the safe side, y'all. So yeah, we at 55, y'all. We at 55, y'all. Congratulations, we doing good. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe. Please leave a comment. You already know. Send news to vaulttalk1@gmail.com. I'll touch up on any topics that you need me to touch up on. Anything going down in your city, you needed to be talked about, uploaded, send it on over. Let's get it on up out there. Let's make a movie. Let's make things happen. Like I said, email me at vaulttalk1@gmail for all business inquiries, for interviews, videos, and etc. And for Vault Talk, most importantly. We'll be back with episode 56. It's your boy, Young Vic.
Caught the tangless version today.